Most men are soft, reactive, weak. They flinch at pain, break under stress, and beg for comfort like lost children. But there's a version of you that terrifies the world. The one who doesn't blink, doesn't beg, and doesn't break. A dark stoic, cold, calculated, and absolutely dangerous. We're living in a time where distraction is currency, weakness is normalized, and masculinity is under attack. You've been taught to suppress your edge, apologize for your strength, and numb your instincts. That ends today. Dark stoicism isn't emotionless detachment. It's lethal control. It's the art of owning your chaos so completely that nothing can touch you. In this video, I'm handing you the 7 laws that build this mindset, the mindset that commands respect and silences weakness. Let's be honest, you're ruled by impulse. You fold when it counts. You chase attention like a stray dog. That's why no one fears you. They know you're just noise, all bark, no bite. But that can change, because when you choose discipline over dopamine, when you master your emotions instead of leaking them, you become something dangerous, unpredictable, focused, untouchable. And that's what we're about to build, starting now. Law 1, embrace voluntary hardship. Most men run from pain. You're going to start running into it. Because here's the first law of the Dark Stoic: embrace voluntary hardship. Understand this. Comfort is the most effective trap ever created. It lures you in, weakens your instincts, numbs your ambition, and wraps you in chains that look like luxury. But the man who chooses pain, he's unbreakable, because nothing the world throws at him can shake him more than what he's already conquered inside himself. Voluntary hardship is about training your nervous system to stop flinching. You put yourself through fire on purpose, so that when life burns you, you don't even blink. And that terrifies them, because a man who doesn't need comfort can't be bought, can't be manipulated, can't be broken. Let's make this real. Start with cold showers, not because it's trendy, because it's war. Your mind will scream the second that freezing water hits your skin. And in that moment, you learn to override emotion with discipline. You learn to act without needing to feel good first. That's power. Next, daily physical exertion, not some half-assed workout. We're talking sweat, strain, and struggle. Your body is the gateway to your mind. Every time you train hard, you're building mental calluses. Every rep is a vote for the man you're becoming. Resilient, relentless, unstoppable. Now let's take it deeper. Fasting. Don't eat for 16 hours, then 20, then a full day. Why? Because hunger teaches control. It teaches you that you're not ruled by cravings. You rule them. And in a world addicted to instant gratification, that level of self-command is lethal. Then there's the weapon no one talks about: intentional boredom. Put your phone down. Sit in silence. No music, no scrolling, no dopamine hits. Your attention span is dying, and you're letting it rot. But when you can sit still, focus, and think without distraction, you gain an edge 99% of men have lost. This law isn't just about doing hard things. It's about becoming hard to kill, mentally and spiritually. Every moment of chosen suffering sharpens you. It tells the world, I'm not here to be comfortable. I'm here to dominate. And here's the truth. You will never rise until you suffer by choice. Because hardship doesn't weaken you. It introduces you to the animal inside you. The one that doesn't beg, doesn't fear, doesn't break. So from today forward, ask yourself, what pain am I choosing? Because if you're not choosing it, life will choose it for you, and it'll break you when it does. This is your armor. Forge it. Law 2, kill the need for approval. Approval is a leash, and most men wear it proudly. Tied around their neck, held tightly by people who don't respect them, scrolling through feeds that don't matter. Kill the need for approval. That's law 2 of the Dark Stoic. The second you start living for likes, validation, applause, you lose your power, because now your worth is outsourced. Now you only feel strong if someone else says you are. And that right there is the mindset of a slave. Let me say this clearly. If you need to be liked, you will be controlled. You will be predictable. you will be weak. But when you strip away your need to be understood, admired, or accepted, you become dangerous, because now no one knows what motivates you. They can't bribe you with compliments. They can't blackmail you with disapproval. You've cut the strings. You move freely. So how do you kill this disease? First, disappear from the dopamine trap. Go 30 days without posting anything on social media. No updates, no photos, no passive-aggressive quotes about your grind. Silence. Why? Because you need to detach your identity from attention. You need to remember who you are without an audience. Second, practice rejection. Put yourself in situations where you might hear, "No, ask for the raise. Approach the woman, pitch the idea." You need to get rejected so many times that it stops meaning anything. Because when you stop fearing no, you're free to chase what matters without begging for permission. Third, learn the strength of silence. When someone asks you a loaded question, don't explain. When they disagree with you, don't defend. When they try to provoke you, don't react. Just sit in that silence. Because silence makes people uncomfortable. And in that discomfort, you gain leverage. You show them you don't need their approval to remain solid. Here's the mindset shift. You are not here to please. You are not here to be accepted. You are here to build, to lead, and to conquer. The crowd has never built anything great. They only follow the ones who stop caring what they think. They fear men who don't seek validation, because those men are hard to control. They can't be manipulated, cancelled, or coerced. They don't fold under pressure. They create pressure. So ask yourself, every post, every word, every decision, is it coming from truth, or is it chasing applause? Because the Dark Stoic doesn't beg to be seen. He moves in silence. He builds in silence. And when he speaks, people listen. Not because they were asked to, but because they know they're in the presence of a man who doesn't need them. Law 3. Rule over emotion. Never suppress it. You were taught to suppress your emotions, to bury your rage, swallow your fear, fake a smile when your soul is burning. And now look, you're emotionally numb, disconnected, reactive, broken. Let's get one thing straight. A Dark Stoic never suppresses emotion. He rules over it. You don't run from emotion. You meet it face to face. You understand it. You own it. You don't let it drive, but you don't kick it out of the car either. Here's the truth. Men who lose control in anger, fear, or sadness, they're liabilities. But men who channel emotion without being consumed by it, those are the men that dominate. Because emotion is energy, and the man who controls energy controls power. This is why they fear you. Because once you stop being ruled by your emotions, you become calm in chaos. You become precise under pressure. You become impossible to rattle. So how do you train this level of emotional control? First, journal daily with emotional accountability. Write down exactly how you felt today. No filters, no sugarcoating. You need to track your reactions like data. Did you snap out of anger? Did you shrink out of fear? Call it out. Study it. Because what you don't measure, you can't master. Second, use anger as fuel, not fire. Anger isn't your enemy, it's your signal. It's telling you something's wrong. So instead of raging or shutting down, transmute it. Channel it into reps, into strategy, into discipline. You turn heat into action. That's masculine power. Third, train yourself to breathe under pressure. This isn't some meditation gimmick. This is combat breathing. Slow, deep, deliberate breaths in high-stress moments. Your body wants to panic. Your mind wants to flee. But you anchor yourself in breath. You stay present. And presence under pressure is what separates warriors from cowards. Here's what it comes down to. You don't explode. You don't shut down. You don't fake calm. You process. You understand. You channel. This is emotional leadership, the kind your enemies can't predict, and your allies respect. And when you live this way, you won't need to yell to command respect. You won't need to fight to win battles. Your composure will silence rooms, because people instinctively trust a man who doesn't flinch. So stop suppressing, stop performing, start ruling. Rule your emotion, because if you don't, something weaker will. Law 4, say less, do more. Loud men are insecure. They talk to be seen. They brag to feel powerful. They fill the air with noise, because they don't trust their actions to speak for them. But the Dark Stoic, he doesn't perform. He doesn't chase attention. He doesn't explain himself. He just moves quietly, deliberately, and people feel it. Say less, do more. That's Law 4. We live in a world addicted to noise, status updates, shallow opinions, constant commentary, but none of that builds respect. Men who talk too much expose themselves. They reveal their emotions, their plans, their insecurity. They show their hand, and once people know what you're thinking, they can manipulate you. That's why quiet dominance is feared, because when you say little, they have nothing to use against you. You become unreadable, and unreadable men are dangerous. So how do you develop this level of calculated silence? Start with the no excuse to-do list. Every morning, write down the 3 most critical tasks of the day. Not 10, not 20, just 3. Then shut up and get them done. No talking about it. No broadcasting it. Let your discipline do the speaking. Next, the Silent Week Challenge. For 7 days, speak only when necessary. No small talk, no filler, no explaining your silence. Just observe, act, move. This forces you to become comfortable with being the quiet one in the room. And trust me, that's where real power lives. Then there's the code train in the shadows. Build your body without flexing for the camera. Build your business without broadcasting your goals. Build your mind without quoting every book you read. When you move in silence, your results hit harder, because no one saw them coming. Here's the mindset shift. Talking is a luxury. Execution is survival. Words don't make you respected. Proof does. The less you say, the more weight each word carries. The less you show, the more fear your presence creates. This law rewires you from a man who performs to a man who executes. And it forces everyone around you to guess. What's he thinking? What's he planning? They don't know. They can't prepare. And that keeps you 3 moves ahead. So let the world bark. Let them post, talk, and shout. While you build in silence, while you sharpen in darkness. And when the moment comes, when your actions speak, they'll hit like a blade through fog. Say less, do more. Because the man who moves without noise, moves without limits. Law 5, become ruthless with your time. Time is your battlefield, and most men walk into it unarmed, untrained, and completely unaware they're being slaughtered. They scroll, they binge, they gossip, they live like they have forever, while life carves the seconds out of their flesh, and they wonder why they're weak, why nothing changes, why success never shows up. Here's why: because time is the currency of power, and you're broke. The Dark Stoic doesn't treat time like it's renewable. He treats it like war. Every second is either building him into something stronger or breaking him into something softer. There is no neutral ground. That's why they fear men who weaponize their time. Because you can't manipulate a man with urgency. You can't distract a man who knows where he's going. You can't slow down a man who's sprinting through every day like his life depends on it, because it does. So how do you build this ruthless control? Step 1, schedule every hour with intention. You don't need a fancy planner, just clarity. Block your day hour by hour, from wake up to shutdown. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? If you can't answer that, you're wasting your life. Most men wing it. They float, they drift, and then they wonder why they feel empty, anxious, weak. Because without structure, a man crumbles. Step 2, cut the dead weight. Low-value content, mindless entertainment, conversations with people going nowhere. Delete them, mute them, block them. You can't grow if your mind is filled with garbage and your energy is drained by fools. Your time is oxygen. Stop letting others suffocate you with nonsense. Step 3, run your day on military time blocks. Set fixed hours for work, training, study, rest. You don't negotiate. You don't see how you feel. You execute. This isn't about becoming a robot. It's about building a system so solid, your goals become inevitable. Let me be clear. This isn't about being busy. This is about being precise. You don't fill your time to feel productive. You fill it with purpose, then cut the rest like dead skin. Here's the mindset shift. Your life is a mission. Every minute that isn't aligned with that mission is theft. Every distraction is an ambush. Every lazy day is a silent killer. When you become ruthless with your time, you become lethal in your actions. You become unavailable for drama, weakness, mediocrity. You don't just manage time, you command it. And men who command their time end up commanding their destiny. So make a decision right now. Will you waste another hour on nothing? Or will you build your life like your time is blood? Because it is. Law 6. Control the body. Control the mind. Look at your body. No, seriously, look at it. Is it sharp, hard, capable, or is it soft, bloated, and lazy? Because here's the reality. Your body is the first thing the world sees. Before you speak, before you move, your presence speaks for you. And if you're weak physically, no one gives a damn about your so-called potential. You want to build discipline, start with your flesh. You want clarity, aggression, focus, drive, forge them in your muscles. Your body is the gatekeeper of your mind, and if you can't control it, you'll never control anything else. This is why they fear the strong, not just because you're fit, not just because you can handle yourself in a fight, but because a man with a disciplined body is usually dangerous everywhere else too. He doesn't flinch, he doesn't fold, he doesn't fall apart under pressure. He stands tall, and people feel it. So how do you develop this physical dominance? First, train your body like a weapon. Every single day, put it through pain. Not for looks, not for Instagram, but because pain sharpens you. It teaches your brain to push when it wants to quit. It teaches you to suffer on your terms, not the world's. Strength isn't optional, it's foundational. Lift weights, do bodyweight training, sprint, walk, fight, move. And most importantly, don't skip the days you don't feel like it. Those are the days that build the man you want to be. Second, dial in your nutrition. Stop eating like a child. Every bite is a message. Do I respect my mission, or am I a slave to cravings? Meat, vegetables, eggs, water. Eat for fuel, not comfort. Because a man who fuels like a warrior thinks like a warrior. Third, prioritize recovery like it's a weapon. Sleep isn't weakness, it's strategy. If your brain is foggy, your reaction time is slow, your thoughts are dull, it's because your recovery sucks. Start going to bed with discipline. No screens, no scrolling, no junk. You don't just train hard, you recover hard, because the mission demands it. Here's the mindset shift. Your body is a direct reflection of your inner world. If it's soft, so are your habits. If it's chaotic, so is your mind. If it's strong, sharp, and disciplined, so are you. So ask yourself, when you walk into a room, do people feel strength or softness? Are you a threat or a target? Because the truth is simple. Control the body, and the mind follows. Ignore the body, and everything else collapses. You want to be a man they fear, respect, and follow. Then build a body that speaks before you even open your mouth. Law 7. Accept death. Operate on wartime urgency. You're going to die. Read that again. Not in some abstract philosophical way. You will die. Your lungs will stop. Your heart will fail. Your name will fade. And most men run from that truth. They distract themselves with nonsense. They act like they have time. They delay their dreams, their work, their transformation, because they think they've got years. But the Dark Stoic knows better. This is the mindset that separates warriors from cowards. You don't fear death, you use it. You let it shape your priorities. You let it kill hesitation, because once you accept that the clock is ticking, your life becomes sharper, faster, and more focused. They fear this mindset, because a man who knows he's dying is dangerous. You can't distract him with petty drama. You can't slow him down with fear. You can't manipulate him with false promises. He's on a mission, and nothing stands in his way. Here's how you live like that. First, begin every morning with memento mori, 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Sit in silence, close your eyes, picture the end, your funeral, your grave, the people talking about who you were. It's not morbid, it's liberating. Because once you accept that this could all end today, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Second, daily legacy check-in. Ask yourself, if I died tonight, would my actions today make sense? Would you be proud of the way you spoke, moved, trained, worked? Or would it be a day wasted on comfort and cowardice? That question, if asked seriously, will realign your soul. Third, schedule your weekly death hour. Once a week, unplug. No phone, no noise, no distractions. Just sit. 1 hour, silent, alone. Think about your mission, your impact, your time. Face the weight of your mortality without flinching. Because a man who does that regularly, he moves through the world with urgency. Most people will never understand. This is your mindset shift. Life is war, and death is always watching. You can waste your time chasing cheap dopamine and fake approval, or you can build something that lasts every damn day. Accepting death doesn't make you dark. It makes you clear, focused, ruthless. It strips away the noise and reveals who you really are underneath the fear. So ask yourself right now, if this was your last week alive, how would you live? If this was your final day, what would you fix? Who would you cut off? What would you start? Now, why aren't you living like that already? You are dying. The question is, will you die a man of purpose, or just another lost soul who wasted his chance? If you follow these 7 laws, you won't just be stoic, you'll be feared, unshakable, focused, respected. Not because you talk tough, but because you move like a man who's seen hell and chose to build armor instead of excuses. But hear this clearly, this isn't for everyone. Most will watch this and stay soft, stay reactive, stay lost. Only a few will suffer, sharpen, and dominate. Be one of the few. Pick one law and start living it today, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, don't just absorb the information, become the weapon. If you're done being soft, if you're ready to destroy your weakness and become the most powerful version of yourself, subscribe now, like the video, share this with a brother who's drifting and needs to wake the hell up, and in the comments, drop the law you're committing to. Own it publicly. Set the tone. This isn't just a video, it's a call to war. Welcome to the elite. Let's get to work.